I'm here with some of the animals here at Pumpkinville, and I had a question to ask you. Do you know when fall officially started? He's a little camera shy. Well, fall officially started on September 22nd, and Pumpkinville keeps on adding new attractions each year. I'm here courtside in the Riley Center. A lot of memories have been made in these seats over the past few years. But as for this season, whole new year. Right now you see Caitlin Parker for the women's basketball team getting some drills. Of some of the post players earlier this morning were getting some drills into ahead of the game on Monday. But on the men's side of things, they played host to Alfred on Wednesday night in an exhibition game. And with 12 new players on the team for the Bonnies, the Bonnie faithful are looking to show them all why the Riley Center is regarded as one of the toughest places to play in college basketball.
I'm going to go send it back over to the Riley Center where Ryan Bowlin is ready to bring us through the game.
Thanks, Louie. These stands in the Riley Center in general, they were loud, rowdy. It was popping. A lot of fans here in the section to get a new look at their new St. Bonaventure men's basketball team. Now let's take a look at what happened in the game. Things opened up with Jan Farrell knocking down this three-pointer from the wing to get the scoring started. And then Mike Schmidt, the son of Bonnie's head coach Mark Schmidt, had this left-handed scoop layup to get the Saxons on the board. The Bonnies, they shot just 39% in that first half and led by just 9 points at the break. Now, the Bonnies, they will be preparing for the real thing now come Monday night. These fans, they're going to be full of the Bonaventure faithful. That is for sure. I expect it to be very loud and rowdy like it always is in the Riley Center. In that first half, just like Coach Mark Schmidt said for St. Bonaventure, they kind of got that rust off. Second half, they played much better, more like the St. Bonaventure team that we expect to compete in the Atlantic 10 come the season. The anticipation is growing, Louie. We are all looking forward to Monday night and Monday afternoon when the women's team takes on Bowling Green. But as for now, we'll wait until then. I'll send it back over to you in the studio. Dominc Welch yesterday had 12 points in yesterday's win against Boise State. And while TD Arena was full of Bonnies fans, there was one Bonnie fan in particular that wasn't in attendance but was watching the game from afar. I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite basketball team?
Dominc.
Dominc is your favorite basketball team.
Donovan Miller is a devoted St. Bonaventure Bonnies fan, but his fandom is even bigger for a particular player.
I think Dom made like a 3 or something like that, and he goes, "Oh, that's Dominc Welch. He's my favorite." And I kind of went how does he know who Dominc Welch is?
Dominc Welch, starting shooting guard on the nationally ranked St. Bonaventure Bonnies men's basketball team, learned about Donovan's fandom and began this unbreakable friendship.
I heard he's a big fan of me. I was talking to him and stuff like that. And that's how I pretty much started last year on the Zoom call. Then after that, our relationship started getting better and better.
Donovan, an 11-year-old Olean resident, loves basketball, but his conditions prevent him from playing.
The day he was born, we found out that he had Down syndrome, and we found out very quickly that he had 3 holes in his heart.
2 of the holes have since closed, but his complications have continued. Autoimmune diseases, trouble swallowing, and food sensitivities, just to name a few. But his love for Dominc Welch, or his boy, overpowers it all.
My boy, that's my road dog, you know. You can come see me whenever you want. I'll go to his school, go see him, you know. Always got his back whenever you want to see me, you know, stuff like that. That's my boy.
Dom gifted a signed jersey to his boy for his birthday in October. And as a thank you, Donovan gave him a special gift.
Donovan gave him a thank you card with his pictures, and it was funny. I joked, I go, "Well, Donovan, you have a picture of Dom in your room, and now Dom's gonna have a picture of you in his room." And like they both kind of lit up and started laughing.
Dom loved the gesture, but it didn't end up in his room, rather a more important place.
I put that in my locker, I taped it up there, so I go in there every time I see my boy right there. It means a lot to me.
The Millers attend just about every Bonnies home game, and it is no secret who Donovan is cheering for most.
He cheers for everybody, but as soon as Dom comes out, you'll hear big, "That's my boy, that's my boy."
The Dom and Donovan connection is unbreakable, and to Dom, a connection he cherishes.
He really likes that my name starts with a D too, because it's Donovan and Dom, but it means a lot to me. Just seeing them there, supporting the team and everything, feels good to me.
Donovan and Dom, an unbreakable bond. Reporting for SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
Pula with 2 defenders puts it in goal, St. Bonaventure.
Joshua Pula is in the midst of a career season for the Bonnies, but for the junior standout, the road to triumph was not easy.
We were really close, really, really close. He was honestly my best friend. Ever since I kicked the ball, he's been coaching me.
Pula's father passed away in February 2021 after dealing with sickness. His impact on Josh's life still holds.
He was a guy that would light up the room when he was in there, make everyone laugh. And I think that smile I gave him when I played is something that I love to see.
Poole has scored 3 goals in the past 4 games, and each time, he's paid tribute to his best friend.
My number is 22. It's a family number as well, so it's kind of like 2 meanings in one, but I do an M like this, and it's kind of like a flip of a 22, 2 twos down, and it makes an M, and his name was Mike, so it makes sense. And it's just a tribute to him because, like I said, he was my coach for my whole life, and everything I really do is for him.
Josh's teammates supported him in any way that they could, including head coach Kwame Oduro.
We told Josh, I mean, for him to come back and play, you know, during that time for his dad, I thought it was the bravest thing you can do.
As Josh continues playing through his grief, he knows he will never be alone on the soccer field.
Knowing he's watching every game, looking down on me, it just gives me that extra confidence boost every time I get on the field. I have to dedicate everything to him because he taught me everything I know, and I really want to tribute to him, so that celebration is going to be coming out a lot in the future. Yeah.
Reporting for SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
And with the left foot, got it under the left hand of Bennett Schwartz.
I remember after she passed, I didn't realize, just because when you grow up like that, you just get used to a relationship so close, so I never really knew anything different.
15 years ago, Leanna Cameron Franchina lost her twin sister Alyssa in a tragic hit-and-run accident.
Birthdays were really difficult, so instead of being sad every year, I kind of just wanted to change my mindset about it and do something meaningful in her honor.
Alyssa and Leanna's birthday is on August 25th. In her honor, for the 6th time, Leanna hosted the Alyssa Cameron Softball Tournament, a packed day of softball, raffles, food, and a moment of silence in honor of Alyssa. With the event jumping from 13 teams last year to 20 this year, Leanna reached out to St. Bonaventure for volunteers.
Throughout the course of the event, St. Bonaventure softball team was here volunteering as well. They registered the scorecards, they did the registration table at the bouncy house, and they even sold raffle tickets, and such good saleswomen that they got me involved. I'm going for the kayak, and of course, not a big Bills fan, but Josh Allen, best in the league.
For Abby Sir, a senior catcher on the Bonnie softball team, the team jumped at the chance to help out in their community.
It means a lot to us to get involved with the community and give back. We're here spending our Saturday raising money for the Home Care Hospice Foundation, and we're just happy to be here.
For Leanna, getting the Bonnie softball team involved to help at the event was an easy decision.
Well, I'm a Bonnie, so I mean, there's nothing like it. It holds a special place in my heart for sure, and I wanted them to be a part of such a good cause and tournament, and next year hopefully we can all grow together.
Families were encouraged to bring their kids along, and it created a fun atmosphere for everyone. For SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
In just under 9 hours, a huge high school rivalry will be renewed just up the road at Bradner Stadium in Olean. I attended practices of Olean and Allegheny Limestone this week and talked to the coaches and players to gauge the anticipation of tonight's big game.
Stay on them. Just 4 miles separate Olean and Allegheny Limestone High School. This Friday, they will meet on the football field for the first time since 2017. Allegheny Limestone's Marcus Grove is in his first season as head coach of the Gators, but he knows this rivalry better than anyone.
We are the little brother when you consider Olean. Throughout our entire lives, all of us Allegheny community members, we've always grown up playing Olean. Olean's always been successful against us. It's a small town rivalry.
Though their football rivalry is just getting renewed, the basketball court played witness to this rivalry just last year.
We played them 4 times last year, beat them the first 3 times, and then when it counted the most, we lost. But hopefully we can get a little revenge come Friday.
Now, head coach for the Huskies, Phil Vecchio, knows that these stands at Bradner Stadium are going to be loud and packed full of fans of both communities on Friday night. But for him, he's just looking to treat it as business as usual.
It's certainly good for both communities. I'm sure we'll have quite a few people at the stadium Friday night, but that's for people in the community to kind of talk about. We need to take care of business.
The Gators are expecting a win, and the community wants it just as much.
Well, I think everybody is knows about the game. Everyone's like, oh yeah, you're playing Olean this week, right? Yeah, it's a big game. Just everyone knows about it, and everyone's expecting a win.
I've been told this a couple of times from some community members throughout the week. It's always good to beat Olean.
Both coaches want to win, but will let their play do the talking on Friday.
Yeah, there's no prediction. We'll let the scoreboard take care of itself by the end of the game.
We'll keep that to the scoreboard, but like I said, if our boys come out, they play a clean football game, we're going to be all right.
For SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
And now taking a look at your screen, you will be able to see this game live on SBU-TV Sports' Facebook page, streaming tonight at 7 o'clock. Just head over to Facebook page and search up SBU-TV Sports to not miss any of the action.
I made a commitment that would provide student debt relief, and I'm honoring that commitment today.
In late August, President Joe Biden signed an executive order to forgive student loan debt for Americans. But what does that mean for you? To be eligible, first you must make less than $125,000 if you file your taxes as a single person. If you file jointly with a spouse, the amount must be less than $250,000. Now, what if you qualify? What next? Now, when you're thinking about what kind of relief am I going to see in my student loans, take a look at your financial aid documents. If you see a Pell loan, you're looking at $20,000 in relief. No Pell loan, you're still eligible for $10,000. An important note is this debt relief is for government loans only. Private loans do not qualify. This then brings the question of, is this relief taxable? Federal taxes will not apply. As for state, I spoke to the chair of the accounting department at St. Bonaventure University to get the answer.
States have different codes than the federal government and can tax income the way they want to.
For those who live in New York State, no income tax will be levied. A few of the states that may tax this relief are Arkansas, Minnesota, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. Here are some of the dates to keep in mind to make sure you take advantage of this relief. The applications will become available in early October. Borrowers should then plan to apply no later than November 15th, as it's anticipated the application will take 6 weeks to process. This would allow your debt to be relieved by December 31st, when the payment pause is set to end for borrowers. The deadline for the application is December 31st of 2023. Now, it's expected that 8 million borrowers will receive this relief automatically, but 45 million Americans have student loans. If you do not know where you fall, contact your personal accountant. For SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
It was with a lot of pride that we had students that were so good that they could actually be in this accelerator.
This year marks the second year of the Lane Business Accelerator, a program created to help small business owners grow and learn from other entrepreneurs.
We're looking at how these sort of outstanding companies that we think are on the verge of humongous growth, how can we actually move them to the next level?
This year, 2 St. Bonaventure students are participating in the accelerator. Parker Bray owns a woodworking business specializing in custom-made products. For Bray, the opportunity to join the accelerator is a great stepping stone for his business aspirations.
I always say, like, your net worth is your network. So I feel like that's just a huge beneficial factor. There's a lot of avenues that we're pursuing within the accelerator. Evidently, I want to make it a career path and just make it a lifelong gig of mine.
The other St. Bonaventure student, Max Bree, started Delorum, an online community for college athletes that provides tools and resources for each athlete to be the best version of themselves. For Bree, having a fellow student in the accelerator is a huge advantage.
To have someone like Parker there that, we kind of talk about these challenges and that kind of understands what we're both going through with the time commitments, it's a privilege and it's something I'm super happy about.
The accelerator will have a showcase on December 6th, where all the participants will present their businesses to the public.
On that date, they actually do a presentation where they talk about their plans and proposals. It's sort of like introducing them to the community, introducing them to investors, introducing them to banks, different things like that.
After then completing the showcase, the 9 accelerator participants will receive $5,000 in addition to the $5,000 they received for being selected to the accelerator. For SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin. Welcome back. Tonight, the Olean Huskies will face off against the Iroquois Indians in the first round of the playoffs. I attended a Huskies practice earlier this week and mic'd up starting quarterback Joe Mest ahead of the big game.
Hey, I like this one. This might be the first play of the game. All right. Well, we got to make sure we run the right route.
The Olean Huskies are preparing for their first round of the playoffs. Going up against the 8-0 Iroquois Indians, head coach Phil Vecchio knows he has to be tough on his team to prepare them for Friday night.
Excuse after excuse after excuse.
Come on, man! Get to an athletic position! You gotta move your feet. He's quick. Right there.
He went underneath. I didn't think.
Stay with him. Don't think, react.
You can't get a better angle than that. You can't. All we're doing is missing blocks. Everybody takes a turn missing a block.
Vecchio is in his 7th season coaching the Huskies. But that doesn't stop his players from bringing new play suggestions to practice.
Yeah, just made something a little bit silly. Saw it on Madden. I do a slant, follow him up,
and then I do a post.
Classic man play.
So it's just.
But like every high school football practice, it's not all about the X's and O's. Football is fun, and there is always some sort of goofing around.
Snowman. Set.
I'm mic'd up today.
Pull it down.
Chat, why you late?
I work, bro.
That was a good clap.
There you go. Yummy. No, you're a big cheater. You're a big cheater, Noah. You guys need water? Get water. If not, just reach up and open your mouth. Yeah. Don't get
For SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Bowlin.
Clap. I'm out.
A lot of personalities on that team, that is for sure. A big thanks to Coach Vecchio for allowing me to take part in his practice. And like Katie Anastasia said, Madden, a lot of good play arts on there. I'm hoping that they use that this Friday as they take on the Indians at 7 o'clock. Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome to SBU-TV. I'm Ryan Bowlin.
And I'm Aiden Varley. Ryan, we have a jam-packed show today, and the state budget is finally passed for New York State.
It has indeed. The Albany lawmakers finally reached a deal on the state budget. The new fiscal plan overhauls the state's bail reform program, a major sticking point causing the spending plan to be almost a week late. And it's been over 2 weeks since the Bonnie's men's basketball team season came to an end at Madison Square Garden. Despite Jalen Adaway foregoing his last year of eligibility, 4 of the 5 seniors still have the option to come back. Our Rich Williams talked with 2 of those players to reflect on their careers and look ahead to the future. Instagram, of course, as well. I know we're big on the Instagram page, too. It was a great show, Aiden. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. I'm Aiden Varley. Ryan, I also can't wait. Baseball just started up again, and I just can't wait to watch some baseball this weekend.
Go Twins. They play the Mariners today at 4. Hope for a good weekend. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next Friday. With Halloween just a few days away, our Anthony De Silva dives into why Halloween candy prices are soaring this year. More than 160 million Americans are expected to buy Halloween candy this year, so the soaring prices are affecting many people. Bills Mafia, get ready to see your new home. In case you missed it, the Buffalo Bills released the first composite images of their new stadium in Orchard Park. The team expects the stadium to be ready for use in 2026, and it will be built just across the street from the team's current home, Highmark Stadium. In their press release, the team says that their renderings are not final, but they hope to create a, quote, vibrant and ground-shaking experience for the passionate Bills Mafia. Off the air for the entirety of last season, radio broadcast for Bonnie's women's basketball returns this year. The university awarded rights to broadcast all women's basketball games to its campus radio station, The Buzz. The Buzz was last the home for the women's basketball team during the 2011-2012 season. Most recently, Bonnie's games were broadcasted by Salamanca-based station 2 seasons ago. The Bonnies finished with an overall record of 12-16 last season, but landed near the bottom of the Atlantic 10 standings at the year's end. Freshman guard Kira Dandridge says with the support of fans, her team expects to be greatly improved. And if you walk into the Richter Center this weekend, you will notice some changes in the process. On Thursday, St. Bonaventure cleared out the upper level of the fitness area. Associate Dean for Student Life, Rob DeFazio, says the university is installing all new cardio equipment. The rest of the fitness facility will remain open during this transformation, but you could see delays getting into the locker rooms as equipment is being moved around. The new equipment is expected to showcase a wide variety of pieces, including echelon bikes. The project currently has a completion date of next Tuesday. And I'm Ryan Bowlin. Rich, so nice to be with you. A lot of news to get into, starting with some recently passed legislation. On Tuesday, Governor Kathy Hochul signed a comprehensive package of legislation that will strengthen protections for survivors of domestic and gender-based violence. As you saw, Marcus Green is a legend here at St. Bonaventure, but it's not just for what he did on the court. Green has gone viral countless times over the past few decades for a particular picture of him wearing some overly long shorts. That's the one, and I'm sure you've seen it. I was able to sit down with Green for an extended interview on his shorts and his Bonnie's career as a whole. Here's a sneak peek. And before the Bonnie's, fans and alumni raised over $53,000 to send students here to New York City to Madison Square Garden. Bonaventure students wanted to head down to Virginia for the quarterfinal game against the Cavaliers. And of course, like Bonnie's always do, they showed out in full force.